Hola, Megan Lane here, the intuitive actress. I just wanted to make kind of a dangerous video today. And what I mean by dangerous is this is a little bit of a controversial topic, and people might get mad at me for making it. But I believe in telling the truth. And when you have tough things happen, or a lot of my clients are going through this week too, obviously, so I'm making a video. That's the plan. I hear it a lot, so I make a video about it. This week's topic has been about friendship and when to know when to let go or when to fight for relationships in general too, not just friendships. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's, well, family gets a little bit more leeway, but sometimes it's like romantic relationship. So the rules kind of apply to any kind of relationship. How do you know whether somebody is a real friend, an acquaintance, or doesn't belong in your life? This is a tricky one. So real friends do a couple of things. One, they'll actively seek your company. This means calling you, checking in, answering your phone calls, getting back to you pretty quickly, talk pretty often. You know what's going on in each other's lives more. That's a true friend. That's a good friend. Most people only have about 3 to 5 really close friends around them at one time. Not saying that you don't have more, but the ones that you check in with on a consistent basis. Some of my best friends wouldn't even go in that inner circle category, even though they are a best friend, because they live out of state or we just don't have time to talk like we used to. That doesn't make them not a best friend. I'm just talking about like your inner circle of everyday people you talk to. Usually people have about 3 to 5 of those people. And that changes around a little bit. Another thing they'll do is they'll cut you some slack. Real friends, if you tell them what's going on with you, like if you're not able to give them the time, what just happened? My computer went dark. Oops. Battery's good. Okay. Sorry. They'll give you a free pass. They'll give you they'll cut you some slack. If you're like, hey, I'm going through a tough time right now, if it's be it financial, going back to school, divorce, breakup, money issues, doesn't matter. They will roll with the punches with you. They'll go, okay, no problem. I get it. You don't have time right now to spend time with me or whatever. They'll make time and they'll make it up to you if they're a true friend of yours. This goes both ways. So if this is somebody who's constantly blowing you off, constantly, and not explaining why, that's not a real friend either. So those are a couple things that a real friend will do. They'll check in with you. They'll make, a real friend is somebody you can call at 3 a.m. no matter what and know that they're going to understand or listen. And you don't have any qualms about really calling them at that time because you know that it's okay, even if it's inconvenient. That's a true friend. Acquaintance. Acquaintances are somebody who you enjoy your time with, who are fun to be with. You may not know each other's deepest, darkest secrets, and you don't need to. This is somebody you hang out with. You keep it kind of chill on the level, like people you might go watch movies with or play video games with or whatever you do, board games. This is like outer circle, like people in your group maybe, perhaps, that you're not as close with, but you enjoy their company and you like them as people in general. You just may not vibe with them to the point where you want to be besties with them or whatever. So that's fine too. People that aren't your friends, people that maybe in that acquaintance or friend category who continually try to hurt you on purpose. That's not a friend, especially if you've talked to them about their behavior and it's not changing. Some people get a little more leeway than others if they're your best friend to begin with. You might give them another couple chances or whatever. If you repeatedly talk to somebody about something that bothers you and they continue to do it with malicious intent, that's not a friend. If they're competitive and they get nasty with you and it's like competitive but bestie, like pretending to be besties, that's called a frenemy. There's a new word for it this year, trendy. So that's also not a real friend. If somebody repeatedly makes you feel bad about yourself, is very negative, or makes fun of you a lot but isn't close enough to you for that to be funny, or kind of hits you in the jugular, they know you well enough to know what will hurt you and do it anyway, that's not a friend. That is somebody who does not qualify as a friend in your world. And it's okay to let them go or not have them be in your world anymore. There's enough trouble as it is in life to have people around you that make you feel bad about yourself. You can pick your friends, and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose, they say. So since you get to pick your friends, choose wisely. They're the family that you choose, they say. And I really wholeheartedly agree with that. I had two different misunderstandings recently. One was somebody who repeatedly hurts me, even though I talked to them about it and offer to talk it out or, explain my side and talk directly. And they're posting very nasty things and not having, spoiling over, sign, making a food. Anyway, and not having an interest in actually working it out or whatever, but continues to make jabs at me. That's not friendship. It's mean. It's mean-spirited. It's mean girls. I don't like it. I don't have any tolerance for it. And I'm not trying to single out anybody or anything or make them feel bad. I just, I'm using this as a teaching opportunity for whoever needs it, because I know a lot of you are going through this. Another friend of mine was like, "Are you ignoring me? What's going on? I haven't heard you text back." And honestly, my text had her text had fallen through the cracks this weekend. I just got busy, and there's been a lot, just crazy. So I wrote back. I'm like, "Oh gosh, no. When have I ever ignored you intentionally?" She told me that was her stuff, not about me. And I apologized for making her feel neglected because it was accidental. And then we just had a lovely conversation, because that's what grown-ups do. That's what grown communication is. If you get angry or upset, yes, we all sometimes do things that are a little passive-aggressive that we don't mean to do or whatever. But the mature thing to do is to face it head on and see, then you know who you're really dealing with. If somebody's going to get nasty then or not listen or not care to fix it, not a friend. Out of the friend category, out of the acquaintance category. If they're interested in mending things or keep trying to communicate with you, that's a good sign. So I hope that casts a little bit of light on the friend thing. Please post any questions or comments you have below. It's an interesting debate, so I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about it. And happy Chinese New Year, and we'll talk soon. Be sure to subscribe.